that were used, the tone that was used, and how, you know what I mean? The context in which it was said. And I'm saying that even if a woman is a hoe or whatever it is that Pastor Jennings alluded to, the church should be the place where you would want to welcome such persons so that they can be baptized or reformed or see a better way than showing their birth canal. But not to condemn them, but to accept them. And again, I want to know, oh, Pastor Jennings' glasses, see the birth canal, I saw him a focus on the woman tight jeans, and some of them, where him can see all of them, some of them. Why would you look on the lady, never see the word? I said, woman of God, or a possibility for somebody to whom you can minister and get to change. Why condemn? Shouldn't you be inclusive? Isn't that what Christianity is about, or should be about? So Vegas, so you heard that, that tape. What inspired you to speak on it, and how did this all start?
This situation is not unique to Mr. Vegas. It's not a unique situation where I just suddenly start, speaking up against this type of behavior. I'm always in the middle of injustice. I'm always in the middle of disputes where I see myself, where I can implement myself in the middle of something to bring peace or whatever. But when I heard this message coming from a pastor, addressing according to him, his congregation, because the argument is he's addressing his congregation. How are you addressing your congregation? You're talking to, but these people that you have in front of you, they are already programmed. They're already acting the part. You already have them under control. So you are aware of what you are doing. You're doing a message, you're putting out a message to the world. And if you think this message is going to draw people closer to the church, then something is wrong with your head. Because I think, scatter on the world when we read Bible, we not believe in something night, we not embrace some things, we not adhere to some things. But we know that the Bible say, yo, a man that is wise wins souls. So that can't be a wise man. What if a girl have one tight jeans? She never have no clothes and somebody give her one pants. And that one pants, she have to wet it up and put it on. And she wear it, go market. And she come back and she wash it. And she want to wear it, go church tomorrow because she love God. And she want to praise God in a church. And she hear a man saying can see her birth canal. And she's a whore. And then you're going to try and make some silly excuse or some silly commentary about, oh, no, I was talking about the looks. What look?
So, but some people, Mr. Vegas, and let me play devil's advocate for a minute, will say that for a man who yourself, you've sang, she's a hoe, she's a hoe, that man again, everybody know. Why would you take offense to it? And it's almost as if Patakos Keke say black, because you have also said and sang denigrating songs to women, and now you want to take Gina to task on the fact that he called a woman a hoe.
All right, two things about this is, let's say I did she's a hoe.
Yes.
Let's say 15 years, whatever.
Yes.
However time ago. The context of she's a hoe. If a woman is sleeping with her mother's husband,
yes.
By definition, if a woman is selling herself, by their definition, by the dictionary, that is called a slut, a prostitute, or a whore.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But not a woman that, for example, lost her breast because of cancer and is sitting in a church where she's there to praise God. And she's hearing someone condemning her for having implants as a prostitute, as a person. He's telling these women they're selling themselves. What's the definition of a whore? What's the definition of a prostitute?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, too, Vegas, is that women should not be called whores, period, regardless of the reasoning. So I'm saying that some people are of the view, or there is a school of thought that says, but Mr. Vegas shouldn't be the one. Better scatter the thought then, or better calico the thought, because remember, say Vegas called woman whore too. So why is it okay for Vegas to do it, but not okay for Pastor Jennings to do it?
And by definition again. Because if we're going to go there, we're going to go with what is the definition?
Yes.
What is the meaning of the word?
Yes.
We should not be calling people Christians. We do. Christians kill whole heap of people, and more people get murdered if they accept Christianity. But we call people Christians. And we don't think that they are murderers, right?
So let me ask you. So you listened to that. You were obviously, it irked you. You decided to speak out about it.
Right.
How did you end up at the church? What was your motive yesterday? And how did you end up at First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ?
the star called me.
Yes.
For an interview. I said, what interview? What the debate? I don't know about this debate.
Yes.
So they said, yes, you're going to debate with Gina Jennings. I said, I don't know about it. So I made a public video. I said, I don't know about these people. I'm not a part of this. So then I got an email.
Yes.
Inviting me. An induced invitation.
So they invited you.
Yeah.
So it's not like because some, and I want to get this clear, because there are some people who think that you just turned up at the church, scatter, and uninvited, looking trouble, looking to make trouble, and so that is not the case. So you got an email.
Yes.
First of all, they put out something with your face on it, saying that you were going to be there or you should be there. You got a call to be interviewed, asking you about this debate. You did not know about it. You put out a subsequent video. Then you got an email inviting you. All right, go ahead now.
Right. So I got the invitation and I said, yo, I wrote back and I said, yo, this is using my likeness and my image,
right,
against my will.
Right.
So I'm going to, let you speak to my legal team.
Right.
After 24 hours, I slept on it and I said, you know what? I want to go to this church and challenge the woman.
Yeah.
I want to go to this church and look at these women and ask them if you think wearing
makeup, wig, nail
lipstick, polish, so forth.
Yeah, makes you a whore.
As a whore.
Yes.
I could understand if I went into that church and said, okay, if you're sleeping with your mother's, husband, or you're sleeping with 5, 6 men, you're a whore. Then I could understand a yes for that. Because that's committing an act. That's committing a prostitution type of behavior.
Transactional sex for money, yes.
Right. So there we go with the definition of she's a whore, the song, different
from she's a whore, she's wearing a wig, she's wearing a makeup, yes.
So I said, you know what, I want to go challenge these ladies. They said, so when I asked for a certain amount of time, they said no. I asked for a moderator, they said no.
Yes.
I said, we're gonna need some order because I watched this man debates and he's aggressive.
Yes.
So can we get a moderator? They said, no, everything good, man, everything good. So I said, all right, at church. And I come to Jamaica in my country. I expect him to come to Jamaica.
Yes. Yes. With that level of aggression.
Right.
Yes. So you thought it would have been a level playing field.
So I agreed and I said, you know what? I put on my Black Panther suit and I go out there and we're going to have a good time.
Yes.
So I went there and I joked with him a few times. And
did you meet him before yesterday?
No.
Okay, yesterday was the first time.
So I started speaking to the woman.
Yes.
And a little boy, I said to the woman, so you're trying to tell me that Portia Simpson, Honorable Portia Simpson, Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, and these great women, they are prostitutes because I've seen where they wore makeup.
Yes.
And the crowd said yes.
Oh, that happened in the church?
Yes, and the audience said yes.
Wow.
And a little boy was at the front and he was saying, yeah. And I jumped off the stage and I went to him and I said, come here. Don't say that again.
So when you spoke to Pastor Jennings, did he outline the rules of the debate?
No, I was speaking to a third party.
Okay.
But the third party, again, church people, them, even though I don't really trust, some church people, but I went with my, with
an open mind
on this and say, you know what harm this is going to cause? I'm going to go there to defend the woman them.
Yes.
So at least the woman them may have my back.
So that was your motive yesterday.
Right.
We're talking to Mr. Vegas and we're talking, Scatterburrell is in the studio. We're going to involve him in the conversation because he played a very pivotal role yesterday. And let me just say here and now, when I saw how you stood up and your involvement, I was so proud of you, and that is what being your brother's keeper is all about. You were the peacemaker there. It could have easily escalated out of control, but I saw where you tried as best you could to calm down the situation and get things back in alignment, and for that I'm very proud of you and I salute you. We're talking to Mr. Vegas and Scatterburrell about the fiasco that happened at Gina Jennings' church yesterday, First Church of our Lord Jesus Christ, and we're going on until 5 o'clock today. You're locked and loaded to Miss Kitty Live on Nationwide 90 FM.
5 o'clock.
See there? 1 second.
5 already?
1 second, baby.
The time by Bird's auto is
3:33.
You want to see the comments?
Hey, what am I saying? No, read them and tell me.
The Bible said, "Render your heart and not your garment. I wear makeup, weave, and I dress sexy. That doesn't make me a whore." I worship God and He answers all my prayers. Yeah, the pastor is Antichrist.
Me say, you see when me listen, what Gina say, me say my body warm, hear me, Father God. Gina mother never wear Q-Tex yet. Gina mother never, every all woman in a normally, because you hear natural, okay? So when you go to church and you go, you look a funeral, you put a little wig, you know, you look a stocking, I think, my nice clean great grandmother Miss Edna, my nice clean granny Miss Nama, of blessed memory. Me know Miss Edna when she go to funeral, she have a little wig them, she put on, and as you go put when you go even country too, you put them on, you know what I mean?
Gina don't understand nothing about history because your great ancestors, even from in Africa, them queen face.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As part of ceremonial stuff.
But as I'm saying, gentlemen, my concern to, is the people them, in a Jamaica, will allow this to come take root here. So, I mean, I talk about the woman them who sit down and allow this information to be embedded in their consciousness. How can alright, even if Gina could have come in the 1970s, Instagram never there, Facebook not there, you know what I mean? Limited information and education. In a day where education, there are so many women and so many examples of strong black women, women who are doing things, and you are right with a man, I tell you, say, to sit down at the back of the church. We say, Gina, what have done a market? Me tell you, oh God, oh my God.
But I'm saying was a cult leader and us, he travel mixed media.
Oh my God.
He's
How?
a cult leader.
See me even tell me, say so.
Trouble with the law for it in Philly.
Where you can bring out that. We can talk about that.
Cult, yeah. Somebody Google it for me and make sure it's a real information.
So I just want to know, for all that your ancestors have died for. So at this, none of the Maroons dead for? At this, Marcus Garvey dead for? And you accept this kind of brainwashing because him have an accent. So hold on, where I got church for VO5 shampoo and rice and aisle.
I can tell you about the audience that him preached to. Because if no one took offense to it, it means that it's straight zombies.
That's what I'm saying, Scatter, and that's the part that worries me. Him never to worry me. Let the people them worry me. Because remember now, those women also have families and children that you're going to indoctrinate in the same way. You get me?
That's what society
and that's what I'm telling you. See how Fidel Castro them talk about communism. That's why I'm still so kind of want certain people in that country. Yo! Man! Wow! I say I'm say my help this man that tell me certain little things. I never hear about the man before yesterday. You understand? Whatever. A TD Jakes might think that, you know him really. So I've never heard about him. And she said, Miss Kitty, you cannot sit in with women and men are not allowed to sit together. Like women sit to the back or one side and men sit one side, and women are not allowed on the pulpit or to hold any position in the church. So I say, so you mean like in 2018? Like Jamaica, like no?
Only third world country can go to them.
Oh my God, man. Wow. 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 It's flabbergasting. It's mind-boggling. Wow. 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 I had no idea. I had no idea. Ready for go back live. Nationwide 90 FM, indeed, the voice of Mr. Vegas on your radio. You're locked and loaded to Miss Kitty Live. A pleasant afternoon. If you are just tuning in, thank you for making the smart choice and the smart switch, and always keeping your Fluffy Diva and DJ Calico in the mix. It is Mushy Make Out Monday with a spin, with a mix. We're getting testimonials this afternoon based on a, church fiasco that happened, a situation that happened yesterday, which unfolded on social media and has been doing the rounds, has gone viral viral. And so we're just not about sensationalism, we're about the substance. Henceforth, I invited Mr. Vegas and Scatterbarrel, two very pivotal characters in what unfolded yesterday. Mr. Vegas being the lead, he was invited by Pastor Gino Jennings to the First Church of our Lord Jesus Christ to debate. There was no moderator there. Mr. Vegas went, was trying to make his points. Between making the points, the debate quickly went downhill, with Mr. Vegas seen to be removed by a number of men outside of the church, forcibly removed from the church building, and none of the congregation, based on what I saw, came to his defense. Some are of the view that Mr. Vegas should not have gone to the church. Why was he there? Him love mix-up, him love controversy, him love trouble, good fame, him go find a church, where am I do that? But then Mr. Vegas is here to clear the air, and so we can better understand what transpired yesterday, and so we can think from a place of clarity. So Mr. Vegas, just to pick up where we left off,
Right.
you said you were invited, you
Right.
went there, you
Right.
asked about a moderator, you told that there would be none, but you were of the view, okay, it's church, it shouldn't be, anything violent or anything that you cannot manage, so you went there. So when you went on the stage at first, what was the general feel? Did you feel welcomed? What was the atmosphere like?
What we need to clarify now, we need to clarify that when they told me there will not be a moderator, they said it's a discussion.
Okay.
So a discussion, a lot of people are going to be involved. Maybe we can ask some women at the audience questions and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I went there with that mindset. But the day before the event, when I said, I'm calling this gentleman, I got a number from one of these news organizations, and I called the person, the third party, and I said, how much time am I going to get? I need a synopsis.
Yes.
I need to know what I'm doing. I need to be prepared. How long am I going to speak for?
Yes.
So he said, Gina Jennings is going to give you the time to speak. And I said, so the man that is supposed to be debating me is telling me how long to speak. He said, I'm trying to downplay the whole thing. So, man, I'm not serious, man. I'm just going to tell you how long to speak, and it's a discussion and so forth and so on. So I said, no, and I need 30 minutes to present my argument.
Yes.
They said, no, he's going to give me 10 to 15 minutes. I said, give me 20. I just want to present my argument, get out of the way.
Yes.
We can do his sermon. And at the end of his sermon, we can basically address what he said if he plays the tape.
So what were you going to address? What was going to be your thesis?
I wanted him to play the tape because I saw him on previous interviews. I saw him on previous interviews where he said he did not call these women whores. And it was some argument that he's making that he was talking about.
Yeah, he said that people misconstrued what he said.
And I'm trying to find out what he's saying. I'm trying to get the understanding honestly.
Yes.
So I wanted to play the tape here in Jamaica where he's coming to preach to women that he's basically leading.
Yes.
And hear him explain this whole thing about what he's saying.
So he kept saying, based on what I heard, because the audio was not so good, but based on what I heard, he said something to the effect that he is discussing Bible, the verse, the Bible, and you could not apparently go to the Bible. Right. So that was what seemed to be creating the disharmony, because he didn't want to you to play the tape, but he wanted to discuss Bible. Right. And so some people are of the view, Vegas, that you were not prepared, and you were in a league, you were outside of your league, because how can you go up against a man of God who obviously knows the Bible, and you don't know the Bible, or what you know is not enough really. So it was a David and Goliath situation.
All right, we made that clear. That I even recorded the conversation. I said, first and foremost, I'm not coming here to debate Bible with Gino Jennings.
Okay.
Because there's no way I'm going to come into his audience, Christian people, because I thought it was going to be different people from different denominations.
Yes.
I'm not going to come into a church filled with people. Take us into Mandela Park. Make we have the Rasta them.
Yes.
Make we have the atheists.
Level playing field.
Yes. So we can discuss the Bible.
Yes.
Because if I say to these people, the Bible was written by man, they're going to throw me out on my head. So said, so done.
Which they did.
Right? And when he said, he wanted me to agree with something about Jezebel and comparing Jezebel with what he's talking about, I said, I will answer your question when you're finished.
Yes.
Speak and then I will speak.
Yes.
So I'm writing down his questions.
Yes.
So it's not that I did not want to answer him, because I had the scriptures, I had the book of Kings, where Jezebel is not because of what she was wearing while she was a wicked woman, according to the Bible. Is her actions. So he's mixing actions with just something that a woman is wearing.
Action with fashion.
Yes.
Well, you know what I'm saying? So, and then he asked me, he said, woman came after the Bible. I said, that's not true.
Yes.
There's no way woman can come after the Bible.
Yes.
He said, oh, he's blaspheming. He's saying woman came before God. No, woman came before the book. The Bible, the Bible.
So when you were saying that, what was the audience? What was the congregation saying?
By the time I said, you are wrong, I was in the lion's den. I saw lions. I saw some man at the stage front say, hey boy, go!
In the church?
Yeah, hey boy, go!
Wow.
I was like, so I started putting up my hands. I was like,
can I speak?
Can I speak?
Yes. Well, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that part.
I was saying, can I speak? Can I speak? But then they turned my microphone down.
Yes. But let me ask you though, Vega. So when they turned the microphone off, it went down first and then it sounded like it went off completely.
Right.
Why didn't you use that as your cue to say, you know what, guys? I came here to do this peacefully. I came here to do this, discussion, to have a fruitful discussion, a meaningful discussion. And obviously it's not going accordingly. Your pastor is, shouting over me. I'm not being able to talk as an invited guest. So therefore I'm going to just extricate myself from the situation.
Well, you know what?
Why didn't you leave?
If we can always look back
Yes.
at events and say, you know what, I should have played it this way.
Yes.
During that period, I was not even thinking about that.
Yes.
I was still trying to make this work.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to look like a coward.
Yes.
Aggressor.
You understand what I'm saying?
But let me ask you this too, Vegas. If a situation where there are women in
Right.
Gina Jennings' church,
Right.
okay, Scatter, they've probably heard the same sermon and they're okay with it and they want to be led down that way. Why isn't that? So, see, you have chosen, Scatter has chosen not to believe the Bible and all of that. If they want to be led down that path, why shouldn't they allow to be led down that path to think that women should sit at the back of the church, women should not hold a high position in the church, women should, if you wear makeup, you're called a whore. Why shouldn't they be allowed to choose their path?
Harriet Tubman, she saw this type of behavior. She still tried.
Yes. Rosa Parks still.
Nanny, Rosa,
Marcus.
Malcolm died.
Yes.
Martin Luther died.
Yes.
They could have said what you just said. Yo, Stam, them people are them not ready yet, yeah, man. We done it. Sometimes I feel like that. Because you have to understand, look at this then. Look, earlier on you alluded to the argument of calling women whores.
Yes.
Now that I'm learning, reading more,
Yes.
getting more knowledge, because you have to understand some of us are comfortable being stagnant.
Yes.
We don't want to read. If you want to hide something from our people, put it in a book. We don't want to read. So now I'm reading and I'm looking at the Willie Lynch syndrome. And I'm like, yo, this is what they did to us. They programmed the woman in such a way that anyone can come and ride her. And then they created this whole thing, programming the men, that now when they're riding her, I call her a whore. It's not something I'm proud of.
Yes.
It's not something to be proud of.
Are you apologizing for it?
Of course I would apologize if needs be.
Okay.
They still gave us the definition. Oh, this is what the word prostitution means.
Yes.
But we adopted their dogma, their doctrine, their education. So we are using even words against each other that they created for us to use against each other.
To keep us down.
Because I'm not supposed to. I don't know a sister's situation. A sister, she has 4 kids. And the daddy or the daddies are not there. And the only thing she can do to stop them from crying because they are hungry is to go sell her body. And I'm there making a song saying she's a hoe. Even though by definition, that's what it means.
Yes.
But they created that definition. And they indoctrinated us now to keep the woman down more. And then now we have a brother that we should be looking up to. An elder. I went to the church yesterday. I said, Pastor, this is not right.
Yes.
I didn't go there and say, yo, Pastor, you can't disrespect the woman. My video that I made, I was laughing.
Yes.
I said, he has the right to say these things. It's in the Bible. I wasn't even disrespecting him in my video. So I know now that he's a liar. Because he said, you've been running off your mouth. I was not even disrespecting him. I said, he is saying these things because it is written. And this is what they wrote. So we can speak to the woman like this and keep the woman down. Because what it is, as long as the woman gets strong, the men are going to rise. Because you are the one who are thinking, the ones who are thinking rational. You are the ones who are making the decisions. We all over the place. Leave a man alone in the house. You come back, everything upside down. Things throw over there. So you're always putting things in order. It's by nature. They removed that from us. So now we're calling women scattel, all these names. Some of these behavior, they don't even know what they're doing. It's wrong. They're trying to survive.
Let me get scatter in on this. At the moment, we're talking to Vegas. Of course, was in a brawl yesterday in a church. Very, you know, it sounds like an oxymoron, I know, but that is exactly what happened. So, Scatter, you are a what? Are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim?
Christian, yes.
Are you an atheist? Are you an Islam? What?
I'm a former Christian.
You're a former Christian. How do you identify? Or which do you?
Because I've tried that road already. I was in the church. I baptized. I played drum in the church. The church did a lot and add to who I am today.
Yes.
In terms of musical.
Yes.
So I have nothing against that. I appreciate the journey, but I still acknowledge the negative aspects of religion.
Okay.
So you don't rule out no contributing factor.
Yes.
You speak about all elements.
Okay.
You have great people in the church, but great people still need to learn and evolve in their thinking and understand exactly where they place their faith and their moral compasses.
Yes.
I'm not saying you don't have a right to your belief, but understand your belief. Don't do it because of tradition.
Yes.
I grew up in a Christian home. Mother Christian, didn't have a father, but everyone around me was a Christian. And that's the reason why I got introduced to Christianity.
Yes.
I didn't get the opportunity to understand it for myself. Even when I became a mature person, I still did not understand it because I got accustomed to it and just saw it as a way of life.
Yes.
I did not have empathy for people living in India because in my church, if you are of a different denomination, you're going to hell because over here is the right way.
Yes.
And I did not have empathy for people in India. I did not have empathy for the in Japan and people like that who have different denomination and totals. Yeah, people who worship cow.
Yes.
Yeah, we pray to the tree.
Yes.
And I wasn't thinking that, so these people are going to burn in hellfire, but we over here now, we are the safe ones.
Yes.
I wasn't thinking that.
Yes.
So, and up to now, adults are not thinking about that. Our way is the right way. Forget about them, they're all going to die.
And even in Christianity, there is division because there are some denominations who tell you if you're not over our side, you still have a hell.
Exactly.
If you say Father, Son, Holy Ghost, or not in Jesus' name, you know, there is still division.
I baptized in Jesus' name, and I was told the people who are baptized in the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, them are going to hell.
Yes.
And these are mature people saying these things to me. I hear my mother talk like that, I hear my grandparents speak like that. I want to come live my life, so I am not going to adhere to the customs what them have.
Yeah.
So I start doing my own research.
Yes.
And doing my own research, I realize that, listen, within a closed box,
yes,
we need to open up and make people understand what's going on.
Yes.
And even if them don't like what I'm going to say, listen, the story of Jesus that you people hear and putting and betting on life on, it did not happen. It did not happen. And people can cost me a little more, it don't change reality. It don't change reality.
Where did you get that from?
I did my research.
Okay, where did you research? Tell us.
I listen to people who do research.
Yes.
I read the books they read.
Yes. So tell us about the books and Scatter. So maybe other people who want to go do some research right now, who feel like they're being led astray.
Okay, first of all, there's this pastor called Ray Higgins.
Okay.
Remember I said pastor.
Yes.
He preaches. But what he does is preach from the Bible and show you where stuff written in the Bible, there are allegory. Allegory, the meaning of allegory, it did not happen. But it is different stories taken from different customs and different walks of life and put together, reproduced and perfected over centuries and decades.
Yeah.
And now we have this Holy Bible that we are living our lives by. And we don't study past the Bible or prior to the Bible. No, have you ever Googled where religion come from? No one has ever looked that up. Where religions, how religion was created.
Yes.
No one has ever looked that up. And if you don't do that type of intricate research as an adult, when information is free, you're going to be walking in a daze or a zombie because there's a lot of stuff out there in the world for you to know. Understand me? Religion came about from the study of astrology, from the ancient Egyptians. People used to chart the stars and the moon, and the 3 stars will line up at a certain time in the year. Then become the 3 wise men. The sun became the father, son, and the moon became the night, became the devil, and the sun and the night and the day be war between day and night, and everything come together, and that's how religion come about, and all of these stories. There's no archaeological evidence of no man in the Bible, no character in the Bible, but there's archaeological evidence of ancient Egyptians, Romans, and mummified remains of people that build pyramids and do a lot of stuff, but nothing from the Bible.
Okay. So you have stepped away from the traditional religion and the traditional belief, and based on your research and your introspection, you are now a what?
I am a growing person who is learning each and every day, and I have more confidence in myself and understand that if there's something out there for me, I have to get up and go and get it. I don't go on my knee and pray.
Yes.
I've not prayed in 3 years, and I'm proud to say it. And I am no worse off or no better than you, Miss Kitty, because in life you have good and bad elements.
True.
And
in
you have
everyone.
to just operate based on your own guidance system and antennas, and good things will happen.
Yes.
But you have to understand, so when the bad things happen, you have to take it with a smile and look forward to the good, and do not cry foul or pretend that it is some exterior people that fight you.
Yes.
That's just the way the world runs. And the sooner you start to acknowledge that, you work towards the good more often, and when the bad times come, you embrace it, learn from it, and you pick up and you move on. If I get up in the morning and I need something, I know that I have to just get up and go get it. I don't waste time seeking it from a higher power. Or no elements or entity.
So there is no higher power that guides you and that wakes you up or nothing like that?
My pure energy that connects with this universe, because we all have energy and we all have feelings. That's why when people listen to the sweetest, I still listen gospel music because I grew up on them, and them trigger a certain emotional attitude inside of me, and I like that feeling. But so does a dancehall song. And in dancehall, you see people act crazy the same way they react in church. And people speak in tongues in church, but I can never hear the pastor come and interpret those tongues and tell me, say, well, she says so and so and so. So all these people doing all these things in church, and I cannot explain it even to themselves. And they cannot go to the pastor because the pastor is going to say, do not question the Lord. And he's supposed to be the mediator between you and God.
Yes.
And if he cannot bring me closer to God and let me have clarity after I ask him a question, it means he does not know the answers. He's just doing business. He studied to be a pastor, so he has all these answers that will keep you wondering and bewildered for generations and generations to come. And that's why we granny them and we uncle them and them people are still in another world.
Yes.
Me, unfortunately, I've grown past it and I'm a better person. And there's a lot of young people out there trying to be better people. Why so much crime take place in this world? The people who go out there do crime nowadays, they don't fear God because they know that if there's a God, we can go shoot a man and go repent in the church tomorrow morning and all is forgiven. And you go see the man who kill your family in heaven with you. Them no fear that again. So they're past that. And they understand that there's something else out there in this world, but I don't know what it is because it is being hidden. History in my school, it wasn't interesting to me. It is so interesting to me right now because I am studying my real history. I am hooked on it.
Yes.
I know everything on YouTube, the people and with all the information, it is there at our fingertips. The smartphone I have. The smartphone is my best friend.
Yes.
So the information is there for elders, but people are just stuck into that phase and they're afraid because we are built on fear.
Yes.
So if you don't do this, you're going to go hell.
Yes.
And if you don't do this, you're not going to go to heaven. So we're based on life by doing good just to get into heaven, not because it is the right thing to do.
Preach.
You understand?
Preach, brother.
So I don't understand now how I am going to get up and pray, and not pray for the person who never hear nothing about God yet. You have some people in some desolate place in this world, never hear nothing about the teachings of the Bible. What about those people? Religion was formed and Jesus walked this earth in a little dot on this planet, in a Jerusalem. Religion based on the Romans and in Italy and Egypt. That all take place in a small dot on this planet, you know. You mean to tell me, say, God couldn't convey his message to this world than to pass it to a few people to write, to chart it on tablets and those
And
those stuff. So people who never know nothing about that understand say God actually exists, and you're talking about the all-knowing, omnipotent creator who create this universe. I have to be relying on humans' version of this as according to the Bible, this chapter according to this person, according to this person, according to another man. You don't know if he's a drunkard, wake up and swear, say him see one burning bush, and go write it down, and we are worship that same story where the drunkard right to we today. And that's how the world run. You have to study and know your history and just use common sense, because no one ever pack up the ark full of two at each animal to see the worst storm on this earth. Elephant, lion, snake, giraffe, crocodile, to eat, defecate, have sex, and do all of those things in a one ark, not even big like the Love Boat. So think about it. All of these things happened. A man, Jonah, really got swallowed up by a whale. So I'm wondering if people read the Bible and realize these are allegorical stories. It is not something for you to take seriously. It is fiction. No more realer than Santa Claus.
I think I need to get a pastor and I need to get some people in here to have a real debate with a moderator. And so we're going to get Shatta, we're going to get Vegas, we're going to get some pastors, because obviously, you know, my Sunday school time means stop by a certain part.
Let me tell you something. We can do this anytime.
Yes.
We just need someone, a moderator, to let us make our point.
Yes.
In a neutral.
It just needs to be done and done with
understand?
respect.
Because what Shatta just said just now, that flew over many people here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That no resonate with Jamaica. Mm-hmm. You see, I went into the church yesterday. The man said, if me I got talk, make sure say the Bible me I talk from. Don't speak if it's not the Bible. And the church people then start saying, Bible, Bible, Bible.
Zombies.
They robbed us of our critical way to think. They tell us clearly, you cannot question this book. And guess what? Let any pastor explain this to you, Miss Kitty. Let any pastor explain to you where the Bible said Abraham was an allegory. The Abraham story, the same Bible tells us that the Abraham story was an allegory. And we running up and down with it and telling everybody, say, yo, everything is literal from the Bible, and God did this, and God did that, and your little daughter, who was just having her menstruation for the first time, she's 10. And Paul is saying, it's okay to marry her. How many Christians read that?
Well, we're going to get the pastors and we're going to get the church folk.
They're going to tell us only spiritual people can understand it. Mm-hmm. So in other words, you're saying we are not of the spirit.
Relationship with God.
But then they tell you that God lives in all of us.
But Vegas, when you got your big hit, I Am Blessed, were you a Christian at that time when you came out?
I was always a Christian until I...
Are you a Christian now?
I was always a Christian until I listened to this man.
To Shatta?
On an interview.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. So Shatta converted you?
I listened to nobody can convert me.
No, I never converted.
All right? Conversion when I deal in maths. So, I listened to him on an interview. And I was up into this church thing.
Yes.
And I burned him out.
Wicked.
I said, yo, Shatta. Mm-hmm. Yeah. People came on my page and I blocked them. Bloom, bloom, blam, blam, blam. And one day I sat down with my little brethren, Marcia Griffith's son, chemist. And the man showed me Osiris, Isis,
Horus,
and Heru. Mm-hmm. And the man said, all these things that they wrote
from the Bible,
are things out of Mesopotamia or out of Egypt, which is ancient Kemet. Mm-hmm. People used to personify things because that's the way how they communicate.
All right, hold that thought from me, Vegas. Hold that thought from Miss Shatta. We're going to go to the news right now. When we come back, we're going to talk some more about all that happened yesterday. Where is Mr. Vegas going to take all of this? Is he going to file a lawsuit? Where does he go from here? And what's going to happen with this, all of this? This is Nationwide 90 FM. You're locked and loaded to Miss Kitty Live.
Yeah, you get what kind of jump? No, you have to understand, nobody never debate me.
No.
Who will debate you? Who will debate you? Shatta. listen guys, there are people who are firm in their Christianity and in their belief, and they've offered them proof. They will debate you. What I am saying,
what we're saying is, what we're saying is, because they can't go outside of the Bible.
Good afternoon.
So they won't accept anything we're saying.
I'm only a migrant.
No matter if we
turn down from it, man.
You can show them, they can put the evidence right.
Right.
Yeah.
From a balcony in Paris.
Right.
It's not like you, Miss Kitty, if a man show you, say, boy, Christianity was actually, maybe it was not the name Christianity, but it was in ancient Kemet before Constantine take it to the Council of Nicaea. But it was not about any physical man walking in the earth or anything like that.
It was a concept.
It was an allegory. And Scatter spoke about something about you're doing things to get to heaven.
Yes.
Right? And Scatter accepted that he's a better person now without the doctrine.
Trust me.
Let me tell you something, Mama. When you leave out religion and you start go spiritual and you start relying and you start realizing you're energy, you're made from energy.
Yes.
Oh, God,
so even when you realize that you're energy, are you saying that there is not a supreme being or a higher being than yourself?
I got scared one time when I found out that Jesus and God are the worst feeling I get. I said, oh, me I got guide myself. Who me I got turn to?
Yes.
But you see, after me catch myself now, I'm say, okay, where do I go from here? And I keep on seeking knowledge and I understand. So listen, it is all up to you. You have to see each person as your equal, because that's what you are. You are your equal.
Yeah.
You're no more than Miss Kitty no more than you. You have one life to live, because no one has gone beyond the grave and returned.
True.
One life for you. Make the most of it. Make the most of it.
Listen to me. Listen.
And you start talk to yourself different. You not even drive and litter the place no more, because me start
nature.
You draw you closer to nature.
Yes. When you throw a bucket in the ocean.
Yeah, you feel aware. Because you realize you're connected to this world.
Because God, the Almighty, whatever you want to call him, her, whatever, we don't know.
No one.
We are all a part of nature.
So how long have you been on this particular journey?
About 8 months now, me just start going.
When him come farm now, Miss Kitty, him acquire so much knowledge, me surprised. Like,
sister,
real,
if me don't learn something new today, me can't sleep till me learn something.
Trust me.
Because they remove our consciousness. If you look in Egypt,
so we're all in a sunken place?
You're like zombies. Because you keep on studying the same thing that we're taught here.
Looking at Egypt, the pyramid.
Yes.
Right? They remove the pyramid cap. Like, that them do too, you know. They remove our consciousness, so they remove the pyramid cap. Where them put it? On them money. One to your mama. And we curse it. We see it now, you know. Illuminati not. And I know, see, our thing them take and I use the power where we have.
And people that win the real power, people that make it in another world. Understand that?
And
no.
a brother, you know. If Scatter and Vegas get sick and doctors can't help them, we will see. What is now? This is the moment. This is our way of thinking now, you know. This is
how we have a call for when you get sick.
If Cat and Vegas get sick now and the doctor can't help them, we'll see who they're going to cry out to on their deathbed. Look how much cancer patient right now are cry out. We are Christian.
Me no say, if me get sick tomorrow, I go dead. But guess what? I live the best life I lived before. That's the only thing I got happy about, you know. I know say me youth them alright.
Me know say if me get sick tomorrow, them are going to say God kill me.
Yeah. If me want to come back me to it, me have to walk good enough.
I gotta strike you.
What is some whole thing, what if I think drop off from me truck and I couldn't put that up in somewhere and I say, yeah man.
Yeah, I got you.
Right now, if something happened to me, it was not ordained.
No.
That is not my destiny. God kill me.
God, yeah.
Wow.
And the wickedest thing, Satan still around things.
Yeah.
God not kill him, but God go kill me. We are trying to wake up black people.
Yeah. My uncle sick one day, and the whole church gonna go pray for him 7 days a week. And I look on him, when I go look on him, I say, him a go. And I accept, say him a go, and I make peace with him and talk to him good. And when him dead, I take it better than a lot of people. Because I was not hanging on to exterior forces to come and save him, because I realized that he was sick from a long time.
Yes.
You see, for him going to the church, got baptized, and from them time, them sick and never talk. So him fool himself, he says, I'm going to go there and I'm going to lay hands on him and it's just going to disappear. Never go exercise, never change him eating habits, and never do what is tangible to make you get better.
Let me
No,
tell you
you're not
let me
free.
tell you something.
They're doing that something.
You see, the first thing you must learn, and you're a bright woman, mama, one thing to govern by. Your body make up of matter and energy. Energy cannot die. So whatever you do on this realm, whatever you do at this stage of your journey, that I go live with you. So if you're a man who maybe just walk around and just trouble people, you're going to come out like a little mongrel dog where I run like a people.
You know, we can't bother. Me just can't bother, you know. I need some pasta.
You might come back like a mongrel puppy. And if you're a sex addict, you come back like a rabbit.
Yeah.
Nationwide 90 FM, I am blessed. The voice of Mr. Vegas on your radio. He was a Christian when he sang this song. He has since said that his third eye is opened, and now he is of a different view and perspective because of the knowledge he has acquired. He's saying that he is not about religion, he is about spirituality, because it is what you live and how you live that is going to determine where you will end up. You know what I mean? So many things, so many questions to ask, and Mr. Vegas and Scatter Burrell are here. Yesterday, Mr. Vegas was thrown out of the First Church of our Lord Jesus Christ by Apostle Pastor Gino Jennings and some of the, I don't know if they're security guards. I didn't know. Does church have government security guards?
What?
I've never, you know, Damien, I've never seen a church with security guards. I never really, and when I saw the men there, I'm saying to myself, was that orchestrated? And again, I'm saying, even if you wanted to remove someone from the church, could you have not done so peacefully to say, okay, as the pastor, I'm going to take the high road. I'm going to do the right thing and say, okay, Mr. Vegas, we're not reaching anywhere. We're not, you know, getting anywhere. Let us just call this off. And yes, thank you so much for coming. Have a great afternoon. You know, thank you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Why it had to get violent? Why did it have to get physical? And for me, I am saying, if you're operating on a Christian spiritual realm, you have to operate different from what goes on in the world. And those are the types of attitude that I see at Sting, or you know them something, and not even champions in action, them something they go. Me not see them something go to some fest. Cause if you come off of the stage, you just come off. Me not see nobody have back turn up the mic, usher him out, usher him out. I'm like, usher him out. I'm like, okay, really? Right now my new talk that for move some broke man and some dirty man, usher him out, usher him out.
I have nightmares when I usher me out something.
Yeah, talk to us, Scatter. What were you doing there? So a man who doesn't believe in church, a man who, you know, say God, you know, say church.
Yes.
What were you doing there in the first place?
Well, I have nothing against the church. What I like is to be informed. And I like when dialogue is being conducted. And when Vegas accepted that thing, I said, yeah, man, it was a good thing because we have to speak.
Yeah.
The problem is it's all one-sided. People just go to the church and listen to the preacher.
Yeah.
And I don't think it is fair to mankind to not get knowledge from both sides. So when I hear that this was going, I tried to remember when I saw Vegas posted the time and the date and inspiration. I was driving past and I turned back and I'm going there. I'm going there for people through the window and watch.
Yes.
Because we did a polo show.
Right,
You know
yeah.
what I say?
Because I was wondering, how come you just forgot church?
Yeah, somebody there peeped through the window and two gentlemen come up to me and nicely offered to take me inside and said they have a special seat for me and the VIP. They got orders to take me in. And
But wait for you.
I said, no problem.
Yes.
No problem.
Magnum that reach.
When we go church, me not feel nothing. I can't go sit down right in the church and the whole church can hold them, put them hand for me and pray. It ain't gonna do nothing to me. So all them people that send message for me, boy, Scatter, I'm pray for you. It ain't working, I'm telling you. I need to pray like an Allah. Anyway, then put me up on the sitting there now if you sit down.
Yes.
Up on top.
Yes, on the pulpit?
Yes.
Okay.
They help me so I sit down
Oh,
and
wow.
see everything. Me I look on Vegas tablet because they have a tablet with other information. So I say I'm come load it. So I sit down up there, watch her go on. At peace and everything nice. Mr. Jennings was doing him little thing, you know, but he realized that he now get the crowd riled up as he used to.
Yes.
Because remember, he's a preacher, so he's used to that type of atmosphere.
Yes.
My energy preacher. So he decided to throw a question to Mr. Vegas now.
Right.
And Mr. Vegas said, listen, this is a debate. This is not how a debate work. I will answer your question, but you have to finish your time.
Yes.
Because if we keep throwing questions back and forth, we're going to be arguing.
Yes.
And then Mr. Jennings refused to adhere to that. So Mr. Vegas said, listen, can I have a moderator, please? He asked that for like 5, 6, 7 times. And Mr. Jennings got the people in. Should he look in the Bible? What do you say? And the sheep them get riled up and follow Mr. Jennings. And them know say it is not right what he's doing, but them just a follow.
Yes.
Lose all respect. And it turned into a melee. So, about 20 minutes run off, Mr. Vegas realized, say, I'm going to get for talk now, so I'm going to take this thing in and do my little thing now.
Yes.
So Mr. Vegas said, we want to discuss. The initial reason I was brought here is because I did not agree with your sentiments regarding women and their fashion.
On the tape, yes.
Did you say that? And Mr. Jennings started to deny it and said, I did not say they are. I said they are like or something like that. And Mr. Vegas says, no, play the tape.
Mm-hmm.
So him get very uncomfortable right there.
Yes.
Prior to that, Mr. Vegas addressed a little kid in the front row who was really cursing off and carrying on real bad. I said, listen, you're a child. You shouldn't be even like this in the
Yes. And that child, so none of the church members
Mr. Vegas pointed, you're a child. Sit down and behave yourself. And Mr. Jennings said, do not address him. Address me.
Oh, that was what was happening. Yes, I saw that part.
He said, do not address the child. Address me.
Okay.
Instead of Mr. Jennings turning to the child and said, yes, you're a child. Sit down. Take control of this child.
Yes.
You know? Okay. So Mr. Vegas asked for the tape to be played. But throughout the thing, I hear Mr. Vegas getting smaller, then keep on turning down in volume. And Mr. Jennings' voice getting bigger and louder and louder and louder. So I'm saying, okay. So them I get biased now. So, okay, since them biased now.
Yes.
Since them biased now. Mr. Jennings goes so.
Yes.
When Vegas asked for them play the tape.
And that indicated cut the mic. Okay.
Then them cut the mic.
Okay.
So Mr. Vegas was standing there with his arms folded like said, boy, what am I going to do now?
Yes.
Okay, so start hold up the mic and another virgin come hold on for Mr. Vegas' hand.
Yes.
And Mr. Jennings said,
who was that man?
I think he's one of the organizers of the event.
Okay.
One of the organizers.
So it was an event and not church yesterday?
It was a church and an event because I learned that this gentleman put on everything. One of the person who he put on everything, it was a collaboration between him and Mr. Jennings, right?
Okay.
You know, them have to collect offering and him get fee, man, Mr. Jennings get fee. You know the thing, right? So, Mr. Jennings said, get him off the stage, usher him out. And then we see the man them in them suit and tie, come with them serious face.
Yes.
A whole arm on the man.
Did they identify themselves?
No. None of them identified themselves. When I see one of them hold on to Mr. Vegas and I look and say, no, this is not right. Because I don't see Mr. Vegas behave ecstatic for them to come in and, you know.
Yes.
So I get up and I walk over.
Yes.
And by the time he walk over, the 5 of them curl him. And one a pull him, and the next one a touch him, and them a grab him all over. So Mr. Vegas hold up him and spin and a flash off. And
yes, I said, let me go, don't touch me.
And then a man grab him and
by them time the Vegas start flung now, come here and say, oh, like the foreign Vegas fly.
Yo, get up. I said, get on me, man.
Get on.
Get on me, man.
Yo, to all the people that get Vegas ignorant, Vegas to the white man, Vegas say, you gonna touch me, you gonna kill me, you're gonna kill a brother. Hear me? Wait, that when Vegas switch come, yo, I come back, the green card and the old part.
No. Remember, say me have fans all of Europe, you know. So me I say, yo, my friends. You're gonna try to kill me.
Vegas start talking, scatter, hear me? No, I'm Wakanda.
No. African me that go, you know. And I say, you wanna kill me, boy?
Yeah, because they say, if I go Wakanda, and I go European vice. I said, no, even in Wakanda, so they go African vice or African style.
You know, because remember say the whole region a part of Africa, you know, so, you know, that's something to live.
Yeah. So, Skepta, you're saying, so you saw the...
So I see them, I'm gonna grab Vegas and I ring out the mic all time, and I say, brother,
yes,
you can't do that. You can't do that. I wonder why that's why you do this for loud or something that ignorant something where you do, and none of them now listen to me. And them start push and shove, and I push off a few of them, and by the time I turn on at them that I draw Mr. Vegas out by him collar.
Wow.
But that's serious, the man do something atrocious in the place. Them draw Mr. Vegas out by him collar. Me I say, really, this look like a real setup, my brother.
Yes.
This is a setup.
And the point that Skepta made is a very interesting point, you know, because, you know, my brother Terry and everybody want me. Everybody want me. Them say, yo, don't go. You know, my brother, everybody want me.
Don't go.
Everybody. I just think it's the ancestral spirit in me. Now me I learn about the real
energy and them thing, the brother.
Yeah.
And my mother dead, and me I say, yo, it's like my mother was a fighter, you know, like she not give up. Like she just say, yo, she have to get this done, and she just get it done.
Do you think
So,
she would have been proud of what you did
I
yesterday?
want you. Very, very, not, she would have been proud. No, she proud. My mother not dead. Energy can't die. And she a direct everything right now. Because my mother passed on to the next, whatever it have, realm.
Yeah.
She, you know, I open up my chakras, them, and I open up my cranium now, seeing, and the energy now, I transfer back to me, and she say, yo, listen to me, you know. I lie them tell we, you know.
Yeah.
So let me ask you now, Vega. So when you went outside after the melee and after all of the, you know, the physical removal, did anybody apologize to you? I mean, how did it end? What happened?
All right. When the guy, one of the last man standing, him give me, you know, the last liquor, the last push then.
Yes.
So the last push then now, I must have my foot afloat, you know.
Yes.
See, because my foot not touch the ground.
Yeah.
And the last shoot then now, when him showed me, I feel like a pain run up my shoulder, see?
Yes.
So I get mad. Please, see, for that shoulder, I do a surgery on the shoulder last year,
Yes.
or 2 years ago. So based on how them did one, I feel like one there, like it a ring up back. And then I feel like one, you know, that pain shoot up another one. So I just start cuss.
Yes.
Me just start cuss. Be about it, and I say, where Jesus there? Bring him come right now. When there? More see him. Because I want to bring the order in the church
Because
here.
at that point, people were saying that you were behaving like you were
Yes.
erratic and like you were mentally
Big
ill.
time. I was behaving aggressive outside the church.
Yes.
Verbally aggressive.
Yes.
Right? So I said, yo, how could you be in the house of God and this is happening? How come Jesus couldn't take control of the situation since the pastor can't take control of the situation? You know, this, sure we know. This is the Jesus. Were you there? Fix this.
Well, some people may argue, Mr. Vegas, that God actually intervened and that's why it came to an abrupt end. Because God is not a man of confusion and disgrace and discord and disorderly behavior. So God make it just done this all. Take him out, done it, and then everyone just scatter and go home.
So that means if that's the case then we agree, say, the purpose of me going there is for the wrong.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
You know,
so
I'm just hypothesizing.
Let's go with that
Yeah.
theory. Let us go with that.
Yeah.
So that means this God then agrees with Gino Jennings.
Yeah. The way you see the star.
So you can't see heaven, mama.
Yeah.
May I sit it up right up there, right up on the front? I don't go to that church.
Tree, we get changed for the last.
You don't say hello, my wig. You are just yes. I'm gonna leave my wigs alone.
You made a very interesting point. You made
Yeah.
a very interesting point.
Yes.
You said yes. God ended it.
Yes.
God ended it. But guess what?
To calm it down,
honestly
to get some semblance. No, because what you see in Vegas, you see, I think that sometimes we have the right motive, but we may go about it the wrong way,
True
and
word.
people may misinterpret
True word.
and misconstrue
True
what
word.
our effort or
And
intentions
always-
are. Hold on. So, like today on a show like Miss Kitty Live, which now me play my love song all today, you understand me? I deal it, right? We are now looking and talking about an issue that I've never heard of this Pastor Jennings before. I've never known of rules of his church before. So maybe your role, though it did not manifest yesterday, it's now manifesting where people are saying, really? I never know say that church they stay so. Really? And that's really going on. You get what I'm saying, Calico? So though, so to me, God may have intervened and quashed that. There's a kind of the confusion and the judgment we are going there. So. But guess what? Now it has opened up the floodgates for a discussion to start, so we can look internally, look introspectively, look internally, and to see, okay,
You know
so this was what was happening.
You know why that happened the way?
Because a lot of people didn't know about his church and
the way you're
rules.
saying it is the right thing. Because if what they were doing was godly, people would have been flocking the church today. People would have been, yo man, I need to go to this church.
Yeah.
That was such a great debate. The man explained himself. I love the way how he explained himself. And
Yes.
he gave Vegas time to speak.
Yes.
And Vegas
So
could...
say, and I'm not saying obviously
So-
he's the enemy, but I'm
Yes,
just saying,
he's-
I'm just
Yes,
saying,
he
and I'm
is.
going to say this. Sometimes when the enemy tries to expose you, and they may seem like they get
The
on a
Bible
higher
says
platform,
God used the foolish things and confound the wise.
confuse the enemy.
But Mr.
Yes.
Kitty,
Yes.
if this, when you're working for the Lord, right, and you are an ambassador for Christ,
Yes.
you're appointed by God, you're a preacher, right? You're supposed to be the calmest person
Yes.
when you're up for a debate.
Yes.
You're supposed to be sure.
Not even for debates, Kevin, just overall, you know?
Because you spend your entire career studying the Bible
Yes.
and knowing.
You should be operating on a higher
You
frequency.
can put the Bible aside
Yes.
and have a discussion.
Yes.
And the attitude that I saw Mr. Jennings portray was one of scared and really need to deviate the real from what the real issue is.
Yes.
I need to create a scenario where all of these people, it is a circus atmosphere, and this is the only way I can get rid of this, brother. Because when I am sure of something, I don't want no issues.
Yes.
When Cartel had a clash with Movado, Cartel knows that him spend so much time planning for Movado. Every time Movado step close to him, say, no, stay over there, so.
Yes.
This is not like the time when me and Ninja Man fight up here, so I want this clash to go well because I spend time and prepare for it. So I'm going to adhere to the rules. I'm there. Right as I hold my book, my foot cock up on the box. Don't break the rule. We want this manifest properly.
Yes.
When you see a man coming up in a Mr. Vegas face, cursing on top of voice, cutting mic, creating all of these scenarios and all of these things, what he's doing is distracting the people. He's creating a huge distraction. So how this man could be somebody you look up to and follow now as a sheep? Because the church and the congregation embrace being a sheep. And they say they are the Lamb of God. I am his sheep and him are the shepherd. And the sheep is one of the dumbest animals on 4 foot. But they want to be a sheep because what a shepherd do is grow a sheep and groom them for the time when them are going to slaughter them, either for them skin them for or for them meat. And them embrace being a sheep. And I saw a whole bunch of sheep in that congregation yesterday. Them refuse to differentiate right from wrong and stand up for real things.
Yes.
And that's a big problem in the church right now because I saw innocent people die. The same Jesus Christ, I saw him them crucify me now. Because everybody stand up and watch him get nailed to a cross and them ball and do all of them stuff there. You see man a fight on the roadside and people take out them phone and a video it. People refuse to acknowledge right from wrong and stand up for it no matter what the cost is. And it's a problem in this country. We see a lot of negativity going on. We turn a blind eye to it in the name of what? Jesus. People die for religion.
And you see when we start accepting, Miss Kitty, that these things are just allegories and these things are actually things that we can adhere to. Because just look at the situation yesterday. I could relate about that story and say, yo, relate to that story and say, you know what? I saw them to do with Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not that me think say, oh, a literal Jesus was around and all of these things. Because we know so them altered the letter J some 400 or 500 years ago. So nobody never did name no Jesus. We know them things that based on history, research, chronology, archaeological evidence and all of these things. We learn these things. And we see it documented. So it's not like we don't believe say these things can manifest, but it manifests from within. It's like people looking outside of them to find a Christ. When the Christ is within you.
Yes.
Yes, so I say, Miss Kitty don't need a Bible to be a good person. What if you couldn't read? And that is the problem. They wanted me to accept that the book is all we need. You know, the book you can speak from. But why did God give us 100 billion brain cells?
Well, let me get Reverend Teddy Jones in on the discussion right now, because obviously, yes. And then, of course, I want to address a very, very important issue as to, because I heard Vegas made mention of, you know, a man reaching for his waist and a gun being there and something with gun. And of course, that is a very serious allegation. And we want to get to that as well. But let me get Reverend Teddy Jones in on the discussion. Reverend, good afternoon. Welcome to Miss Kitty Live. How are you doing today? All right.
Hey, brother, how are you? Get the phone and drop all over the place. Pastor.
Jesus,
Pastor. Let me tell you, Pastor. Pastor. I want to tell you the truth, Pastor.
You see the big boss come down, you know. The big boss come and scatter again. Nerve enough.
Get the phone started. Hey, Pastor. We all nervous inside here. Get the phone start flying.
well, Reverend, let me say welcome to Miss Kitty Live. And I'm quite sure that you must have heard by now about the fiasco that took place at the YMCA yesterday between Gino Jennings and Mr. Vegas. And I wanted to get a man of God, a man of the cloth, a man of knowledge, and, exposed to the word about, your initial thoughts on Pastor Jennings' sermon about women being whores who wear nail polish or wigs, or have breast implants. Was that an okay message? Was that in keeping with the word of God?
So the original message itself, I haven't seen the entire message. I've only seen the clip when it went around. So I did try to get a little bit more
yes.
of what the overall message was being, just because I really I'm a big person who always encourages context, both when reading the scripture as an important tool for understanding a particular verse or
yes.
part of a verse. And I like to give persons that benefit as well. So even when I saw the section with the eviction of Mr. Vegas yesterday, I really wanted to see what was happening prior to that moment.
Yes.
So not having seen the overall message, I want to put that as a disclaimer. But for what I have seen, that part that went viral, I was very, 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 very taken aback by it.
Yes.
And having seen a little bit more of it, I would maintain that what I saw, again, I didn't see the original thing, but what I saw, it is really an indication that this is what was said, as opposed to saying that those persons are like.
Mm-hmm.
I saw and heard a clear indication that such persons are. And I was very disappointed, very, very, very disappointed when I saw that. And I found it very, very unfortunate that could have been said, because even with all that the Bible has to say about decorum and modesty in dress, and even the descriptions of he made mention of the woman Jezebel, for example.
Yes.
The connection, the flow of the thought, to move from that to now make references to persons who wear a particular makeup or particular items of clothing and so on. To move from that to say that such persons are, I really was disappointed in that, and I cannot see in any way how a person can take that kind of latitude with the scriptures, especially in the world that we are in, where women have been the subject of so much derogatory comments and statements by persons both inside and outside of the church.
Yes.
And where we are now in the world, I think it is very, very unfortunate, to say the least.
Well, let me ask you, Reverend, because I mean, I'm not so au fait with the word in the Bible, but to my recollection, it was a prostitute who washed Jesus' feet, okay? And the church should be inclusive and not discriminatory. So even if, for example, a woman has a wig on or nail polish or has breast implants, the church should be where she could come, should be able to come and still feel welcome, still feel wanted, and still feel covered. Is there anywhere in the Bible that would legitimately give Gino Jennings, the right to say that women who wear or adorn themselves in such a way as prostitutes or whores?
No, and that's what I was just trying to say. I do not see that anywhere in the scriptures that we should describe them as such. No,
yes.
It is one thing to say that a woman who is such wears this or does that, but to move to say that anyone who is seen in this or wearing that is the same thing. No, that's quite a logical stretch.
Yes,
right?
Reaching.
And so even without knowing what the Bible says, just look at it from from a critical thinking perspective.
Yes.
To say that for example, to say that a thief wears blue shirt, and therefore any male in a blue shirt is a thief.
Yes.
Yeah, just
quite illogical.
Right. Exactly.
Yes. Yes. Well, let me ask you though, Reverend.
So it's an inclusiveness. There's a way in which we we have to make a distinction between upholding God's righteous and high standards and at the same time being a space of and being agents and brokers of grace.
Yes.
And sometimes I think that that's where the lines become very blurred, and we can always run the risk of becoming so zealous for God's ways and maintaining God's standards that we then become very ungracious or lacking grace in our approach to how we maintain God's standards. I like to always point to the John 8 passage as a beautiful example of how Jesus maintained both God's high standards and God's loving and gracious nature. That story with the woman taken in adultery, where they caught the woman in the act of adultery. Of course, they didn't bring the man, whether he jumped and escaped or they chose not to bring the man. They brought the woman and said to Jesus, well, here it is, this woman is taken in adultery. We caught her in the act. The law of Moses says that she should be stoned to death.
Yes.
What are you going to do? Now, what did he do? We read that he began to write on the ground, and one by one, they began to leave, starting from the eldest to the youngest. The trap for Jesus was, hey, if you say that you are going to spare her, then you violate the law of Moses that requires that a person found in adultery should be put to death. If you say go ahead and put her to death, then you violate the Roman law, which did not give a Jew permission to engage in capital punishment because the Jews were under Roman occupation at the time. Now, what did Jesus do? He said to the woman when everybody left, I don't condemn you, but stop your sinful practices. And I think that's where we have to arrive at. That in our zeal for however we interpret God's word and God's standards, that we speak and we relate to persons in a manner that communicates that here is the standard, it's a high standard. However, we are not going to condemn you. We are not going to trample upon you. We are going to maintain high standards while still creating a space where people feel safe, a space where people can be a part of, and we can value our common humanity and not be seen to be derogatory nor condemning.
Yes.
And that can be quite a challenge for us, for any of us, if we are not careful.
Well, Rev,
that's where I want to raise the conversation to.
There are many people who saw what happened or what transpired yesterday at the church with Mr. Vegas, and many people are up in arms. And Christianity has taken a flack, and and a lot of people are very upset about it and how it happened. And as I said, even if you're gonna ask him to leave, or you are bringing the debate, the quote unquote debate, to an end, there is a right way to do even the wrong thing. And so you do not invite someone and then chastise and castigate them in the way that Mr. Vegas was treated yesterday, and especially when you're operating in the house of the Lord and should be operating on a certain level and frequency. In terms of, the church, people are turned away, and people say, that's why I'm going to go to church, that's why I'm not like church people, and that's why I'm not going away. Incidents like these, Rev, do you think it aids the church or it hampers the church?
I mean, whenever things happen, people will have varied opinions and reactions to it. And looking at it, I can sympathize with those who will be ready to say, yeah, that's it. That's why I don't deal with church and that kind of a thing. At the end of the day, we all are humans, and we react sometimes in the heat of the moment. Emotions run high, and so yes, we're human beings and we react. We are reactionary.
Yes.
And so even as we look on and we see what happened, I always like to ask that we try to step back a little bit from especially the initial emotions, and try to give each person involved a little bit of allowance. So you make allowance for each other's feelings, and that we don't make broad brush applications and generalizations.
Yes.
And I'm not making an excuse, trying to make an excuse for any of the parties involved.
Yes.
Right?
Well, in that case, Rev, if you could have the opportunity to say have a conversation with Apostle Jennings about yesterday's brawl, what would you say to him? And Mr. Vegas is
always Mr. Vegas.
yes, and Mr. Vegas is right here now. What would you like to say to him?
Yeah. Well, for Mr. Vegas, first of all, I appreciate the fact that having seen the initial pronouncement that you were one of the persons who said, no, hold up a second, something is off here. And also that you went and I like how you developed your argument in the initial part. And you did raise some important questions to the audience. When he began to ask you to sit down and be quiet and so on, again, I know you have blood in you. You are a human being, emotions and so on. Looking back at it, in hindsight, they say hindsight is 20/20 vision. Perhaps if you had just left it alone, perhaps we don't know. So I'm trying to put myself in your shoes at the time.
Yeah.
Just that moment in there. But I really appreciate the fact that I think you kept. You could have reacted violently when you were being physically taken out and so on. I really appreciate the fact that you didn't. Some of what I saw on the outside, again. Still looking at it and analyzing it. So, I would really love to have a sit down with you and you can get my number from the producer and so on. I would love to really have a longer conversation with you. But, there's just so much in the whole thing that
No. I think,
really,
if I can interject quickly, Pastor, thanks for, this conversation. And I'm always open to having this discussion.
Yeah.
And last night I couldn't sleep because I was playing about the whole situation and I was like, the first time I said, go sit down.
Yes.
Should I have just
sat down, yeah.
obeyed.
Yeah.
But then I felt, it sounded like Massa.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
he was
You know what I'm
already
saying?
to sit down.
Yes.
It sounded like
Yeah.
it just sounded it
Struck
just
a nerve.
He was
and
already
because
to sit
you
down.
see when you
I
start
don't
when
know.
you starting learning about our history.
Yes.
When you stop focusing on his story
Yes.
and you start focusing on our story,
Yes.
then you even know
Certain
the
things,
sound.
yeah, the tone.
It's like you put
Yes.
yourself back in the
Yes.
days of the ancestors.
It struck a nerve.
And then that, hey, sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down.
And then with the foreign accent, it a kill me, no Rev, me not tell a lie.
And to show you how I'm a strong believer in energy. Even when you see me outside cussing, I start sounding like him. I start sounding like me come from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I start sounding like a Yankee.
Hurry. Yeah. Vegas left Wakanda, went to Philly.
But Pastor, let me tell you, man. This is a journey.
Yeah.
And I think any one of us, no care how much how advanced you are with knowledge and understanding. Any one of us that think, we know it all. We think that we know everything. We don't have to listen to nobody. We think that we know everything and nobody can tell me nothing else. And once we continue learning, man, we're gonna always be learning new things. You see what I'm saying? Because growing up in Jamaica and growing up in the church and all of these things, no one taught us about the letter J and the name Jesus. But when we started traveling and we started reading more, we learned that the letter J was authored by a man in our room, a priest. So then we start looking at, so why them have to change, the name of the Messiah? And we went to Jesus. And I think we have to at some point be honest with as you as a pastor, we have to start getting, to the point where we are honest with people. Because they will not listen to me and scatter. Because we are not ordained, quote unquote ordained. Right. But I know that every pastor that go to these schools and do their research and stuff like that, they have to at least be honest because they know this information. You see what I'm saying? There was a Bible in 1611. There was no Jesus in that Bible. It was Jesus. I-E-S-U-S or I-S-U-S or I-E-S, whatever the spelling is. Right? It was
Moving from Greek to Latin and then from Latin to English.
right. But people want to jump back from Jesus all the way back to Africa without even, giving us the information that, you know what, they took it through this channel so we can even piece back our story and see where it came from. What if we land up back down in Africa, down in Kemet? Then we'll understand, it came from here.
Yeah.
And we can now accept
The process.
We can accept the purity of it. But you know what? I'm willing to have this conversation anytime because there's so many questions I have to ask you. I have to ask you about Exodus 21, 20 and 21 about, slaves must be beaten to the point of death and all of these things. And
So I think we're going to have a Miss Kitty live, Rev. We're going to have Scatter. We're going to have Reverend Jones. We're going to have, Mr. Vegas. And we're going to have a proper debate because, again, gentlemen, I'm all about learning. I'm all about opening the mind and thinking critically.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Rev, there are a lot of people who have a lot of questions and they're afraid or intimidated to ask because they don't want to really upset the apple cart and they don't want to rock the boat. And so this is an opportunity. Yes. Yes.
And we can't be afraid of questions. We just have to do what we're doing respectfully.
Yes. Yes.
Respect each person.
With decency, dignity, and grace.
And religion naturally is that thing that causes the emotions to run there.
Yeah. What would you say to Apostle Jennings or Reverend Jones?
Yeah, well, I have several concerns just about the whole approach to biblical interpretation.
Yes.
I've been in forums with one of his deacons before, and I heard some things that caused me great concern, just in terms of the approach to the interpretation of the Bible and how some things are brought across. And overall, we have to take an approach that allows love to guide us in all that we do.
True.
And we have to always be so very careful, especially when we are in the public domain, because at the end of the day, it's not about me, it's not about us, it's about God, it's about God's love, it's about building up the body of Christ and building each other up, building people up. So it's just too much to get into right now.
Yeah. Well, there'll be another time.
Of course.
Yes,
And Pastor, and one of the reasons why I was thrown out the church, right? If I can just get your argument on it in 2 seconds, because I said man wrote the Bible. Was I wrong?
That man wrote the Bible.
Yeah.
In terms of the penning of it, of course there was a human element. Man didn't write it in the sense that the ideas came from man, but God's Spirit worked through the human element. So in that sense, yes, man wrote the Bible, but not in the sense of that the ideas are
so in other words, if the words were before man, then the words could have easily been in our heart, right?
They were before man.
Right. So the words were before man. We agree on that. God is before man.
Okay,
but God didn't have to tell any man to write it on a paper, right? Because it could have been written in our heart, right?
Yes.
Right.
You sure you won't go down that road?
The scripture does say that God's word is also written on our heart.
All right. So in that case, then, was I wrong to say the Bible was written by man? That means man come before the book, the Bible.
Right. Yeah. And again, it nuances, and words can have multiple meanings.
Right.
Sometimes when we say what we say, again, devoid of the context and the further explanation of in what sense we are saying that which we have said, then the persons can run away with
and misinterpret.
Right, because the whole commotion started because he said in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Right.
And I said, but the Bible was written by man. So he said God was before man. I said, of course, God was before man, but the Bible was not before man. Because when God's words came and dwelt among men, it could have easily been lodged in our hearts, in our mind, in our brain. It didn't have to go on any paper, and his man come up with the paper then. Right? So, a lot of people think that, I'm a atheist and I don't believe in the Almighty and all of these things, and I just want to clear the air with that with a pastor.
They said that you blasphemed.
They said I blasphemed against the Almighty.
To listen to
Right.
each other.
Yes.
Right.
Precisely.
Yes. And again,
so
listen from a place of respect, Pastor, and love and tolerance, you know. And I thought that was lacking yesterday, because being pious and being one-sided and being discriminatory, and then making inflammatory statements and then inciting, as far as I'm concerned, you know, the physical removal of somebody, you know, I just think that could have been dealt with in a more gracious, Christ-like, loving way. But I thank you, Reverend Jones, for your time. And again, as soon as I organize this debate, you know, you'll be invited. All right. Thank you, Rev. Thank you. Well, you have a lot of questions,
yeah,
you know, say your research and find a question. Where you want
Hey, listen, calm down. The pastor still up on the phone.
No, he's gone. Amen. He's gone. In Jesus' name. Which
question?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Is it a panel? I never called Gino
Tourist. We like when people
very decent.
Very decent and allow us to speak and ask questions, because as I said before, Shatta, we don't know more than nobody, and we don't think nobody should have used no form of academical success to try to prove anything for nobody.
But what I like about you and Shatta, I mean, I don't agree, obviously, but at the same time, we can talk in respect, and I can listen to you, and you can listen to me, and just like Reverend Jones came a while ago and was talking.
This is the type of questions
you know,
I would have posed to the Reverend now, because I said in the beginning was the word.
Yes.
So this word, you are talking about the same word that is then transcribed to the Bible, right? That's why Mr. Jennings was saying the word was before all human. I gather that's why he was saying that. The word was before all human, because in Genesis it says in the beginning was the word.
Yes.
You know, in the book of John.
In the book of John, sorry, yeah.
See, them they even know. Remember I said Sunday school,
Fine. So listen to me now. So since the word came before man and all the acts of mankind, it means God who created the word knew of all the acts that mankind was going to carry out.
You can't ask me that. Why you never ask Reverend Joe? You see, Calico, you see, Skata is a scammer. Why when Reverend Joe they never ask him?
I wanted to know.
Here's a
But I didn't want to come off as trying to put him in a... Because a lot of people don't like to be asked these questions.
Oh, well, he needs to prepare.
I am saying now, does God know of all the actions of man from the beginning of time?
Okay, well, listen, what I'm going to do for you...
Do not cut me.
No, I'm not cutting you. I'm not ushering you out. I'm not cutting your mic. No. I'm not afraid at all, because I stand firm in what I believe in, and I miss a big up God straight. Me not really respond, but I'm just saying that I believe in what I believe in, but I'm not against, you know, having discussions that facilitate growth, that facilitate knowledge, and I like those things because you can, you know, a different school of thought, you know, look into certain things, and you can, by this way, distill what you want to believe, instead of as Shatta saying, you know, just be programmed and work this way, and not even know why you're doing what you're doing. So I for one would love a discussion like this to open up to Mr. Vegas to hear from him, to open up to Shatta to hear from him, and of course Reverend Jones. We're gonna take a break, and then we come back. We want to know about the gun, Mr. Vegas, that you said was pulled on you, or the man dipping for his waist, and of course, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna take legal action right here on Miss Kitty Live?
Shop at Hilo Food Stores.
What time is it?
No, we have to understand, you know.
One second, baby.
Sweet rewards when you use your GKVR card. The time by Hilo Food Stores making life easier is
$4.50. So
What we are saying about?
No,
You can really know.
What is that?
Oh, okay.
No, it's
How many
something
commercials there, man? You know, so let us run now.
How much is it?
Nobody play the promo in there now.
How much is it?
No, my sugar outdoor. Shell commercial. I don't know Christmas, but thank you, Jesus. Amen.
We can't take hypocrisy now. The hypocrisy we can't take with the church people, them, right? Them can't just accept, say, one of them leader mess up.
Yeah.
Lead it up.
Fall along the way.
No. him wrong, but
Yeah.
Vegas wrong too.
Vegas should have
Him wrong,
listened to
yes.
him and
But
taken
when
it.
But I heard Jones say, sounding very, you know.
Yeah, the man balance, the man
Yes,
said, don't
he's
think him alone.
balanced. Yeah, but
When
that's
the
why
man
that's
said,
why I
sit
asked
down.
you. But then I get your point. You hear what him said too? He's trying to put himself in your shoes
Yeah.
too. In terms of man, I tell him to sit down. And them tell me I'm gonna rail up in your face. They get tell me what sit down under your mother. Don't make me this say no, to you know. And that may tell you to you know.
No,
Cause
Kitty,
you
for
know,
you, no.
you know say about
No,
me.
to be what,
You know. Focus the camera. Go ahead on this.
Kitty, if
The
it was
focus for you.
Look here. No,
Oh,
Scatter. First of all, you know me have a problem with man I talk loud for
And
me.
I touch you.
And I do the something.
And I grab you.
You know so when man talk loud for me, my pressure go. Hi. You know me go to the matrix and you know the warmth and the black cloud come round my head to bloom. And when me in the darkness, you know me can't say nothing. So when a man Adam's apple, worse than I mind me, you're not giving them, you know, pay school fee for me, you don't give me the lunch money, me not see any partner, I'm tackle them dirty man, go talking to your mother, don't make me reintroduce you to your mother home, come in this year, yeah man, me can't manage what, no, when man talk loud, me all have woman, me see woman, man, I talk loud for them and I disrespect them, and me warm. Me if you remind me, say it's not my business.
Alright, you know
Not
what?
my business.
You know, let me teach you something. That's why I know say religion and nonsense. And some know religion and nonsense. You know. Scatter. Last year, if a man come touch me, so, they have to kill me.
Yeah.
Last year, if Gino Jennings a walk me down and I picked up my neck back, so.
Never run for the Balmoral Avenue.
Hey, yo, this was last year before me start dealing with spirituality.
Yes.
My people them around me and say, yo, I'm to him. You see how Adrian, the booking agent, I guess I love to probably say, no, Adrian, man, make you deal. It's like when you're dealing with energy moment.
Yeah.
You can't
when you're on
make
a different
nobody drag it
frequency.
down to film frequency.
Yeah.
Just when you're chat on a high frequency,
Yes.
you already pick up say that a person that do.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I tell you, say, you see, because we believe in a divine universal being, and we don't really understand, we can't fathom what it is. We can't go tell a man, say, boy, we see God around the road. We just know, say, listen.
One more commercial left.
Yes.
So just read it
Yes.
and go straight into your,
Yes.
your closing.
We don't know, so there's a universal presence.
Okay.
And
One
it's
second,
universal.
guys. Sorry. So I'm just going to read this and then Vegas, I'll come to you straight.
Are you
Pardon?
hip? Bringing abilities to light. A message from the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information.
The Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, will need to suspend electricity supply in order to carry out maintenance work tomorrow, Tuesday, May 29, between 9:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. in the following areas in St. Andrew: Charlton Avenue, Shortwood Road from Grantspen Road to Olivier Road, Roseberry Drive, Hall Boulevard, Cherry Gardens, Shortwood Teachers College, Allardyce Drive, Norbrook Drive, East and West Strathmore, and all roads leading off. JPS apologizes for the inconvenience caused by this outage, scheduled for Tuesday, May 29, between 9:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. Every effort will be made to restore supply to these areas in St. Andrew as soon as possible. For customer service information, please call 1-888-CALL-JPS. That is 1-888-225-5577, or for digital customers, call 1-888-935-5577. You may also contact them on Facebook at MyJPS Online, Twitter at MyJPS Online, or via web chat weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at jpsco.com. So, Mr. Vegas, finally, as we're about to close, yep. The gun, the allegation about the gun, the man dipping for his waist, was there a gun or wasn't there a gun?
No, I didn't see a physical firearm.
Okay.
I just saw a man reaching for him waist in the
Okay.
whole commotion.
Yes.
You know, and the way the man a tough up and a dig, you know, me I say, where you going to shoot me?
So
Yeah.
for all intents and purposes, so you didn't see a gun.
Right.
So it could have been him just pulling up his pants. It could have been him fixing his phone.
No,
It
he
could have
never
been.
pull up in pants. It's just you know, the motion.
Yes. But you didn't actually see a gun.
So I didn't actually see a gun come forward, and I said, so
Okay.
because I'm checking my surroundings, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, so where you going to shoot me for
A man we never see it.
Well, what I'm asking is that we want to make sure that, we give balance and clarity because, I want to make sure that because persons were saying
I don't fabricate
that you said that there was a gun. And so we just want to be clear.
I didn't say that. I basically addressed the person because I saw the person reaching.
Yes.
And of course, when you're going to shoot me, you're going to go to prison. And me, I go back to the earth. And my energy lives on.
So what do you do from here, Mr. Vegas? Are you filing, are you going to your legal, you mentioned your legal team earlier. Are you going to be taking legal action?
Well, we have a team, we have a team and we sit down and we discuss things and, we check the health and everything. The doctor yesterday and, the shoulder, they slip out and everything. They come out and push it back in and, and the neck last night did a pain me and everything. So right now we just take it one day at a time, see Jesus.
One day at a time. What has been the biggest lesson that you've learned, Mr. Vegas, from this situation yesterday? And if you could, what would you have done differently, if anything at all?
That we still sell out to each other for rice and peas. One of the biggest lessons on it. It's a sad situation where, somebody can leave all the way from their turf and come into our country and order some man to drag out a brother. Whether you dislike the character.
Yes.
Yes or no. Because if you dislike me as the individual, me as,
the principle still remains.
A person. You know what I mean? You dislike yourself.
Yeah. Well, you bigged up Shatta yesterday, and he's here now. And you sent a message. What would you like to say to him right now that he's here on Miss Kitty Live?
No, I was surprised to see Shatta because I know Shatta is a man who adhere to religion.
Yes.
Yeah. And I know, to see him there, and not some people that I really, really look up to.
Yes. How would me hear Phil Bison about I want in the
You know what it means to see somebody when I adhere to them. When I subscribe to them type of dogma, and then you see him, I'm say, wait, Shatta upon the stage, I never see him. And then I look around and I say, yo, some people, some people are good Christian, I think I even there for y'all. If I fall short, they say, yo, touch him in a Bible verse, yeah. So I say, I don't see none of them people that I say, listen to me, man. Trust me, I lay my life down for that brother, man.
Wow.
Trust me. Yeah,
I
man.
like that.
And it was unexpected because, as I said before, me used to burn out Shatta. When Shatta attacked the things that know me, I look back, not even just Shatta alone, because people used to challenge me to think critical. Yeah. And I couldn't fathom it because me I say, yo, them just attack so because them don't know God. But when I check it out, me I look outside, me I tell the man say him don't know God, and me I look up at the sky for him. So me don't know him neither. And then I realize, all this time me I look, the Almighty is within. The Christ is within. Everything is within it itself. But them tell her from earlier, them brainwash me. If I couldn't read Miss Kitty, I would have still been a good person. You see what I say? If I couldn't understand this book or this language or whatever they gave me, I would have still been a good person. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to a church to sit down because I want to get to heaven. If that's the reason why I'm going to get to heaven, I don't want to go.
All right. Well, I have to end it here, gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time. Scatterworld, thank you so very much. Love you loads. Thank you, Mr. Vegas. All the best to you. And, of course, to you, my listeners and my viewers. I hope this helped to shed some light and at least give you some food for thought on which to ruminate. To my team, thank you so very much. I'll be back here tomorrow. Thanks to Reverend Jones. And, of course, we're going to have our debate with a proper moderator. I'm a nasty dog on the back of no church. I'm here to wear my wig. I'm here to wear my nails with a diamond padded. I want to talk to Gino. I'm tell you. Yes. Gino, you got to see me. You got to see me. Thank you, guys. Love you loads. See you guys tomorrow. Right here. Cliff Hughes is up next with Nationwide at 5.
Or just sign it to me so we can get it. Because them for read it. So.
Gino, Gino, Otada. Ignorant. Let me, sit down. Like I said, oh my God, the slave master. Oh, Jesus. Me tell you, come in your ear, certainly told in a calico. It triggers something in your brain, and me tell you,
That's what I say, Mama.
It don't, me know, that's what I like, oh, Reverend Jones said, and he was very fair, to say, boy, when he was saying sit down, maybe you should have sit down, but then again, putting yourself in that situation, maybe you would not have sit down. You get what I'm saying? Because you have to try to sit. You see, when we're out of the situation and everything is calm, we can think logically, Shatta, you get me? But when you are in the situation and you are being discriminated against, what do you do at that moment? Our entire congregation at you get me? I look at it too.
I think I was more shocked. I was shocked.
Yes.
At the tone of his voice really disturbed me.
Yes.
It just sound like a slave.
A boy, you talk to a boy, and then right away said me ignorant because I say, oh, 3 things come from foreign.